We talked about this morning some of the Asian Chinese names, U.S. listed Chinese names being super strong, gapping up 2, 3, 4% across the board. I traded Bob and I traded NIO, but I think the more instructive trade actually is on NIO. It did the bigger move. We can talk about the levels a little bit better, and we can understand why this was a little bit more explosive than Alibaba. But I do need to set the stage, because if you remember back last week, there was that one day where Alibaba went absolutely nuclear to the upside. It was just buying like you've never seen happen before, and just the move extended and extended, and it was so consistently strong. I think that's a bit of the opportunity that got missed. But let's also set the context for NIO. Now, NIO had put in, this is my daily chart here, guys. NIO had put in a bit of a double bottom at 13. You'd seen it really start to make a next level move to the upside, and all of these support levels that had started to come in, starting to get pretty juicy. Now, yesterday you had that wipeout kind of day in the market. Market's down 4, 5%, individual names. The list of names that were down over 10% was tremendous. And a lot of times you come out of a day like that, and if you don't break that low, you have so many breakout names. Now, in this case, we did have NIO that was gapping up. And the key thing here is look at yesterday's bottom, essentially lined right back up with a resistance level we had at about 16 even. You had that 16 bottom, and then look right here at this 1675 to 1680. You had a bit of a head and shoulders at that particular price. When we broke out of this range, we actually had some extension through in the next day to that $18 level. You look at that 1675 into the 18 top, extension through 18. So you knew there were some levels that were coming to place. When I sat down this morning, I had two ideas I loved. One of them was 1675 in NIO, which I'm chuckling about because I didn't hold on to, and then BABA 103, which took you to 105. Now, I had both these trades simultaneously, and if you saw what was happening this morning, it was so easy to get shaken out, and I don't really mind getting shaken out. We got to 1670. It works into that 17 even. It dips back, and on serious sell strength, it takes me out at the bottom. Now, context. As that was happening, BABA was looking absolutely fine. Everything else in the market was tanking, and the only other name we liked, it's okay, we can hold on to that one for the long side of the trade. This one, we should be jumping out because that's a wick off top. It's broken out of our range, put in a high at first reversal, and then faded. However, there's a saying that we put in, if you don't break the low, there's only one place to go, especially after you've seen a wipeout bottom. The second I saw us hold a pre-market low that completely validated that old entry, whether it's grabbing it here or waiting for it to take out that 17 area, both of those would have been good entry points. In this particular case, the same move happened in Alibaba for a couple of dollars, but realistically, NIO just gave you more explosive upside. This is what BABA did that other day last week, and what I was hoping it would do today when it only gave you 2, I was thinking it would give you 5 or 10 again. In this case, I did at least wait until, what was our key level? 18. We're looking for 18 here. What would I have held to? I would have held to 18. We get to that 18 price, and once you see it happen, that's the only place I want to jump short. We get a decent pullback into 50s, about a 50-cent win, and then it takes out the high on the reload. I did reverse into a long trade, scalp some out, and then hold it essentially to this level at about 1840. Now, at this time, it consolidated and put a wick off top. So you had this high pullback, wick off top, which did jiggle me out of the trade. Worth noting, however, I always look at these things, even if it gets you out prematurely, it's usually telling you something at that particular price range, right? So 1840 has now turned into a bit of support. So as you do see, I've shorted 19, which is the next even dollar to the upside. I think we have trouble getting back in through that 1840 range. I think there's going to be some support there. There's a reason you see that resistance when it was so explosive, go sideways, wick off top, and then explode away from that price, hold it as support. I'd anticipate that it could do it again. The thing that's important here is when you have an opening thesis based off key levels and an overall direction in the stock, you can get jiggled out in that first 10, 15 minutes. Maybe you're trading 3, 4 symbols at a time. It's going to happen to you. However, after the dust settles and you are now into that, 15 minutes in, we didn't break the low, we've established the range, you've got to be able to revisit that previous trade and those previous levels. Because a lot of times that setup's going to be right there. And it's easy to say, okay, I got a couple of longs, we're fine. I don't need to jump back into this. But if you really liked it in your pre-market prep and you liked it to take it off of the open and you've held the bottom after the first 15 minutes of the day and the upside is tremendous because you had a wipeout the day before, you want to get back into the trade. Not that bad that we didn't at least make the bungle of shorting it the entire way up, but should have held on to both NIO and Alibaba today. It doesn't matter that you're in the same sector twice. Sometimes if it sets up, you just got to have it and hold on to it. We'll have a good day and be up on NIO today, but the potential was there because Baba did it last week. Today I thought it would be Baba again. It turned out it was NIO, but we did see the setup. Just got to hang on to it next time.